Hey, 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 what's up, man? It is the Ace Micheals Show. I'm Ace Micheals. Happy to be with you guys. Thank you so much for liking and sharing, supporting the show, sending in your messages, although some of them I can't understand. Go figure. But we do appreciate that. And if you ever want to be on the show, hey, all you got to do is send a request. Say, hey, I want to be on your show, man. And we will put you on the show. And the being on the show is the best way for you to voice your opinion, speak your mind, ideas, convictions, beliefs, prophecies, who knows? And that's what's up. Today, man, it's all about how good you feel. And not just on the show, but I mean in life. How good do you feel? You know what I mean? So I brought on the show a professional. Please welcome Erika Kimble to the show. She's been on the show before, but I do dare think that this is the first time she's been in our real studio show. I think she did our, you did the, when we did the live thing.
I did.
At the club.
Yeah.
We was at the Cliz Up. Woo, it was on and popping. Oh, man. That's one thing we're going to get to tell our grandkids. Like, we used to get to go to clubs. Y'all missing everything. We used to go to the club, kids. Wow. Yeah, that was a fun night. That was a fun night.
That was a lot of fun.
I missed
yeah.
that. I
had my crown on back then.
Yes. I used to see you at these events and you were wearing this crown. I was like, she must be the princess of Las Vegas or something. She's like the queen of Las Vegas. She's wearing her crown everywhere. What was that crown thing all about?
So I was Miss Las Vegas Classic 2015. So,
yes.
And I've been in Miss United States and other pageants too.
That pageant work is hard?
It is a lot of hard work. You're always like having to like look good and on point and figure clothing, everything. So.
And you like it? You
It's
love it.
fun. It is a lot of fun. I'm retired from pageants now. I'm getting older, so I'm focusing mostly on business now.
No way. You're getting older? Dude, I'm getting older too. That's crazy. Is everyone getting older? Conspiracy theory? I wonder.
I'm trying to reverse that.
No matter who becomes president, guess what? We're still all getting older. How about that? So put that in your little... so that was cool. You were doing that, but your profession is you do dermatology?
Dermatology aesthetics. So I do like Botox fillers. I treat acne rashes. I remove skin tags and moles and stuff like that.
We got to talk about that Botox. That's kind of crazy. But anyway, okay, because some people overdo that Botox.
You can. You definitely want a skilled injector when you're having a Botox. If the best thing to do is actually look at the person injecting you. What do they look like? If they have really overly large lips that look like a duck, they're probably going to do that to you. If they look overdone, they're probably going to do it to you. If they have nothing done, then you question, like, it's almost like the chef who is skinny. Like, do you really eat your food?
Oh, my God. Did she just say that for real? So you got to be concerned about the person doing your Botox because they're just like when you go to a makeup artist. Like, we've hired makeup artists for the show, and I've noticed that if the makeup artist is very flamboyant makeup, whoever they do in their chair is going to end up pretty flamboyant. It's kind of a given.
Yes.
So you're saying it's the same thing. That's interesting.
It is.
And how long have you been in this profession? Because it's ever since I've known you, you've been doing it. So it's been at least
14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't even look like you're old enough to be doing that 14 years.
Yes.
That's
exactly
crazy.
Right.
Like when you started, people were like, "Hey, whoa, who's this? Your niece? Where's the real person that's supposed to be working on?"
They would actually ask me. They're like, "Did you just got out of school?" I'm like, "No." They still ask me that sometimes.
Of course, I bet they still card you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I'm mad.
Right. You're like, I could be. Just check and see. Don't you want to find out? Aren't you at least even curious? So I want to talk about not the Botox. We kind of touched on it and we kind of got the idea about that. But this thing about all this stuff nowadays is like anti-aging and like really seriously, man, anti-aging? Anti-aging? How you gonna anti-age? You can't anti-age.
You can reverse the clock of time. So we're learning more about like stem cells and genes and like the skin and how it ages and why it ages. So now we're taking all that scientific knowledge that we have and we're using it to rejuvenate skin through like serums and creams and procedures and different things that we're using. And also through I also do hormone therapy and wellness, like weight loss, things like that. So also doing those modalities to replace hormones that we're low on so that our levels are closer to when we're age 30, like for testosterone, estrogen, things like that, versus, meandering off as you get older and you're feeling the side effects like the hot flashes, low libido, you're tired, you're cranky, you're not sleeping well, that sort of stuff. So it's more preventative now.
Interesting. Now, I want to say that you do have beautiful skin.
Thank you.
Your skin is glowing, like you're either in love or you want a bunch of money kind of glowing. So that's the one thing. And you mentioned as you're getting older, right? As we all are getting older, but it does seem like people are looking better at more mature ages than I remember people looking better. Is that just my own observation, or as a dermatologist, would you say that that's due to collagen, estrogen, all the stuff that's going in these products now?
No, I think they definitely are. People are taking more pride in their appearance and they want to feel better and look better. So I think people are learning that you shouldn't just go along with Western medicine that says, hey, let's fix this after it's already broken. How about let's prevent it before it's broken? Let's replace, let's rejuvenate, let's take you back to like a more stable and balanced position. So as you age, the decline is not such a steep decline, like it's a very gradual lower decline. So that's all those things. That's doing the great skincare daily as maintenance. It's doing retinol every night. It's doing some fillers and Botox to smooth out your lines. So anti-aging, the wellness, the hormones to keep everything going, like the engine of the body.
Now, is this just girl stuff, or is this stuff for guys too? Because it's definitely girl stuff. Most of it sounds like girl stuff.
No, we have a lot of men doing it, especially
really
anti-aging, because guys actually start to decline in testosterone as they age. So the effects that you'll get.
This is serious, guys.
Yes.
Pay attention. Okay, it just got real. Yes, tell us what we need to do.
So I'm going to let you in on girl talk right now. The wives will come into me. Their husbands will be gone and be like, we only have sex once a month. That sort of thing. Like, he has no drive, no libido. And they're like, women's drive come out much later, 30 and beyond.
I was going to say, people have sex more than once a month? They're lucky if they do. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm a tiger. I know what you're talking about, baby. Yeah. All right. No, I'm adding a little joke, but no, it's a very serious thing what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess.
So the women pull you aside and they say, hey, he's losing his oomph.
Yes.
And so how can he apply a cream, you know what I'm saying, that's going to bring that back?
So for men, sometimes we can do a testosterone cream. We usually do injections. They tend to work better. Or what's called a pellet, like a hormone pellet of testosterone. So I do a pellet insertion procedure that we put it in the buttock tissue and the fat. So I'll make a little incision and I'll insert the pellets and they'll last for about 3 months in that area and give like continual dosing of precise testosterone.
And this will help him with, how do they say on the radio, enhanced performance?
Yes. We're just replacing it. And beyond that, for men, when you start to get that pot belly, that's usually those people who are low in testosterone. So it'll help with that. It helps with like your muscle loss to regain muscle and lose more of the fat to even out your body distribution. It also helps with, guys will get very emotional as they get older. Like the men will come in and tell me, I've been crying to the movie The Notebook, and that never would have happened before. What's wrong with me? And you check their testosterone, and the levels are pretty low, so you put them on it, and they don't cry anymore during The Notebook.
And now instead they're crying during the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Listen, Erika just became my new best friend for some reasons that don't really need to be discussed on the show. But yeah, that's what's up right there. That is what's up. That's what's up. No, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Interesting. So let me ask you this, and this is a question, like, don't be offended, but just take it as a question, not a thing, right? So here's the question. Is this stuff that we need? Like, is it a need, or is this like cosmetic dentistry? We don't necessarily need it, but it's better to have, makes us look good, makes us feel better type stuff.
So I guess it would depend on your stance in life. Insurance won't pay for it, obviously, because it's considered more like cosmetic, and they only pay for you when you're falling apart.
Right, exactly. You got to be bleeding from the jugular to get some insurance help. Trust me. Yeah.
But I hope one day medicine will move in the direction of doing a lot more preventative stuff like this. Like, why don't we make people feel better, look better, so they're more productive in society, they're more productive at work and at home. It's just overall better for everyone. So.
And most of the ingredients and the stuff that you've mentioned, it's all natural stuff, right? Collagen, elastin. I mean, I don't know all the tokens and whatnot, but I
Yeah.
just read some of the things and I go, oh, I've heard of estrogen before. I guess if they're using that, that must be good. But most of it's natural stuff, right?
It is. Even like the fillers, hyaluronic acid is normally in skin. It helps to like plump up skin and give like structure underneath. We inject that with things like fillers like Juvederm or Restylane, things like that. We even put it into serums to try to soak it into the skin because it helps with like skin moisturization. It holds 1,000 times its weight in water. It's like great. So same thing with like the anti-aging and wellness, doing hormone therapy. It's just replenishing what you already have, but low levels of, and bringing you back up.
Hmm. What would make you, I don't know what the opposite of replenish would be. What would make you unplenish? Like, you know, because I never thought about that before, that you would, I get that you have to replenish. I do get that. But what makes you lose that in the first place, to where you have to replenish?
I tell my patients, you're like a car. You're 60,000 mile maintenance. You're just going to have some fixes to keep running.
Right,
So
right.
humans are like that. So as every day we're living, we're also dying. Our bodies are dying and declining. It sounds very morbid.
Erika was my best friend. Now she messed up. I don't like that thought.
So if you
Poo on you, Erika. Poo on you.
I'm so honest, too honest sometimes.
Too real. You keeping it too real up in here. We'll edit that out. We're not gonna put. We're not keeping that on the show. That's crazy. Why would we say something like that to people? We're trying to gain followers here.
Well, at least I'm giving you the honest truth.
Too honest. Too real. Too real. It's too soon. Too soon. Goodness gracious. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm acting a fool. Go ahead. So you.
So, yeah, we just want to make sure we like prevent and maintain because your body is like a car; it needs maintenance.
Okay, so my question then would be, okay, Ms. Kimble, what about before we had these chemicals? Because people have lived for millions of years, perhaps, right? So what were they doing before?
Well, they were dying earlier.
Okay, all right, well, touche. Okay, yeah, that's okay. So this has increased our lifespan, you'd say?
Well, just modern medicine has increased our longevity. I mean, we have food, we have water, we have housing now, like we have medicines for all kinds of stuff. If you have a heart attack, they can give you meds and put you on things. Like there's so many advances. So people are living way longer than they ever used to. And so we're seeing the effects of advanced aging. But we're also living a little healthier than we did. But, you know, way back in the day, people died younger. So
But what about the stress level of this like last, I mean, what's this 2020? Let's go to from 1954. I mean, it's been stressful living, at least in our country.
yeah, there is a lot of stress. That does some wear and tear on you as well, like the mental stress. And you'll actually notice that a lot of skin conditions will worsen with emotional mental stress, like eczema, psoriasis. Sometimes the first time a person will break out with psoriasis is due to like a very stressful event when they'll just have patches all over their body. So.
Have you had any cases of, since the pandemic started in 2020, people coming to you and going, I just don't know why, but my skin is, I don't know, tighter or looser. Or I just feel the stress is manifesting in
Weighing
my.
on.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, a lot of people have gained weight, so they come and they want to do weight loss because the COVID-15, so they're trying to get that off. This second most common thing is usually the eye bags because they're stressed, they're not sleeping, and they're concentrating on Zoom all day, like they can't go into the office. They're noticing more wrinkles, again, because being on Zoom, so they're watching their foreheads and they're like, oh my gosh, get rid of these things. So.
Wow. Have you performed any procedures that you would consider like life-changing procedures on someone? Or, you know, did you help someone out of a really, really bad spot by using some of your procedures on them?
No, I'm like the happy ward. So did you ever watch that show? Like Dermatologist is the happy ward.
Right,
So
right.
usually, thank God, I don't have to do like life-saving procedures.
Nice.
I do fun stuff.
Right. By the time they're coming to you, it's all pretty good. They're out of the wheelchair and they're walking in. They're on their own. That's good. And then you have another business that you just started. So you're like Jamaican. You got too many businesses. I got 12 businesses, man. 12 businesses. So you got a lot of stuff going on. So you got another business you just started. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I have Parasol Aesthetics and Dermatology Clinic that was launched in January. I have an online Parasol Dermaceuticals store that I sell dermatology and skincare products. And I have my own skincare line that I developed about a year ago. And it's actually going to be a grand launch on Amazon pretty soon.
Now you have your own skincare line. By the way, congratulations on all that. Like serious, like I know I joke on the show, but like when you see somebody doing something good and they're trying to keep it moving, like you got to support that because it's hard. It's hard to do something good. So you have your own skincare line. Now I want to ask you, and I don't think I've ever asked you this before, but is your ethnicity? What's your ethnicity?
I'm a mixture of everything but Middle Eastern, basically.
Everything but Middle Eastern. And how that Middle Eastern gene just didn't fit in there. You could get everything else that worked, but that Middle Eastern gene just didn't happen. So that's very interesting. So when you have a skincare line, are you thinking about people of your own skin color and texture, or you're making a line for everybody?
It's for everyone. I mean,
Every complexion, I guess, would be the right way to put it, right?
there are only minute differences between like lighter and darker complexions, and it's usually the way that you'll react to a product or procedure or genetic differences between cultures. Like the Asian culture, they tend to have more sensitive skin, so they might have more allergic reaction. So when you're doing something on them, you have to know that they could have more pigmentation when you do a procedure on them, be more reactive. So it's just about knowing those little nuances when you're treating someone.
So would you say it's kind of a myth or a fallacy when people say, well, black people's skin, like if a white makeup artist can't work on a black person or a black hairstylist can't work on a white hair, you're saying that's not really, none of that really matters.
You just need the practice of doing so. So, I mean, I think a lot of it, like knowing cultural differences, is for one, in school, if you look in the books, it's kind of odd when you're in medical school or like health programs, things like that. It's mostly Caucasian patients. So I do remember moving to Vegas because in Ohio, I worked with a lot of Amish.
That's funny.
And like Caucasian patients. So when I came here, seeing a rash on darker skin tone versus Caucasian that I saw in the books all my life, I was like, this looks different. Like you really have to see it to learn it, and you maybe have to seek it out too, so that you're
And
like,
I would imagine more mature, would you call your patients or clients?
Patients.
So more mature patients, because the skin's gonna be looser, right? I'm just presuming. I mean, I don't know. They could be zombies for all I know. I don't know who you working with, girl. But you know what I'm saying. I'm presuming that a more mature patient would have like looser skin. So that's something to take into consideration. And then someone who's a teen or early 20s patient would have tighter skin, and then there's still issues there too, right?
Yeah, but you don't have as much when you're younger. Just little things.
So, and that brings up probably the last question I have time for. Now, when I was young, my mom used to tell me, use Noxzema all the time. And so that's what she told me, though, right? And so I would use it, and it was what it was. But just like you just said, when you're young, you don't necessarily need anything. Is that what you're saying? Like, definitely not Noxzema. Like a 19-year-old kid doesn't necessarily need to put Noxzema on.
It depends on your skin. So, like, my son's 13. He starts to get little, like, pimples around here. So I actually have him on one of my sulfur washes, a sulfur bar, because it helps to clean out the pores. And then I have him on a glycolic wash once a day because it helps to kind of open things and shed the skin, so that we're cleaning out that a little bit more. But that's because he came to me, too, and he was like, Mom, there's this acne. Oh, my gosh.
Right, and you can't have no acne when your mom is like Wonder Woman dermatologist. Like, that ain't gonna happen in your household. I get that. So, last question. I definitely have only time for one more. So, Erika, you're very successful. I'm curious what you personally attribute your success to. Like, we all have a mantra of some kind. We all have a thing that we believe is like, this is why it's working for me. What would you say? I mean, is it your spirituality? Is it your just lucky? Universe, Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
Not Bitcoin. I think that beyond fear comes success. So once you are able to process situations, consequences, and everything that can pertain to the future, and say, that you can accept whatever is going to happen and that you can navigate the good or the bad, you start to succeed more.
Hey, and that is what's up. I can't close the show stronger than that. My guest today, Erika Kimble on the Ace Michael Show. I think I did a good job not losing my train of thought. As fine and pretty as she is, come on, dog. I'm a pro now at this. If I can do that, come on. Hey, man, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of our escapade. And if you ever want to be on the show, you're welcome to. You know what I say at the end of every show: live the life you love the life you live. Thank you.